the Werebeaver, a transformation that the character Woodie can take on, allowing him to harvest almost any resource, do more damage than normal, and have night vision. But not many players choose to be the Werebeaver, since Woodie's two other transformations, Weregoose and Weremoose, are generally considered to be far more effective. You guys know me, I like to make my life difficult, so I decided to create the ultimate Werebeaver challenge. Can I survive 50 days and nearly fully clear the entire map as the Werebeaver? Well, let's find out. Whoa, wait a minute. But Lotus, the Were meter, doesn't it eventually run out no matter what you do? Ah, yes, that's right. But luckily, we won't be doing this challenge in Don't Starve together. Woodie in Don't Starve, the single-player version, can actually stay as the Werebeaver indefinitely thanks to his log meter replacing the Were meter. Werebeaver can actually eat certain resources to extend his time as the Werebeaver, so with that knowledge, we can attempt to not only clear out a default Reign of Giants world, but also try our best to survive 50 entire days. Let's load in. We start this challenge not as a Werebeaver, but as Woodie, with one goal: to become the Werebeaver as fast as possible. In Don't Starve single player, this can be obtained by chopping down a few trees. And before we know it, the challenge is on. So a couple things to note. As Werebeaver, we have natural armor, equal to a log suit, do fresh hambat damage, are immune to sanity effects, and have our health and hunger replaced by the new log meter, which drains at a rate of, well, uncomfortably fast. As you can see, we also can mine trees and other resources far faster, so this challenge should just be holding spacebar simulator and be super easy, right? Well, here's the hard part. Werebeaver just can't open the map. Yeah, so I actually have to remember landmarks and try my best to clean the entire world without looking at the map once. That's gonna be rough, but it was not enough to deter me from this challenge. For what remained of day 1, we spent it clearing as much as we could from the nearby plains biomes. I settled on a sort of back and forth pattern to attempt to not miss anything. Also, look at how bad this night vision is. This feels eerily similar to the Screecher vision. Ugh. On day 2, I started to define the term clear the map better, because there were some things I could not clear as the Werebeaver, and some things that just don't show up on the map. So the whole goal was to make this default world look sort of like a nothing world when we were done with it. Or at least clear, say, I don't know, 80% of the clearable map. That means any resource that shows up on the map and can be destroyed by me is the target, alongside living 50 days. It was at this point that we ran into our first obstacle as well, a rocky land biome. These biomes are completely devoid of those yummy logs we thrive off of, but we still had to mine the rocks. Thankfully, this rocky land biome was conveniently placed surrounded by forests, so that was actually pretty good for us. Day 3 was... okay, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, there's like a lot of filler days in this challenge. I mean, what did you expect? I'm just manually clearing an entire map and occasionally eating wood and wood-based accessories. So, if we skip a few days or do a few montages, well, that's why. I don't want to bore you guys to death. So, let's skip to day 4, where we came head-to-head with probably the worst set piece I could have gotten on this challenge. A tall fort. Not only did this set piece provide us with lots of useless rocks to break, but it was also guarded by many tall birds, who we would have to take out one by one. The sooner the better as well, since the edible objects surrounding the fort were, well, less than adequate. Okay, we do a lot of damage, but we need to be careful. Okay, we gotta be careful here. Let's not take unnecessary damage. We took unnecessary damage. This is an awful set piece. At least it gave me content. I was complaining that there might not be enough content in this stream. Okay, we're just gonna whittle them down. I don't think we have a choice, really. I think we have to just whittle them down. This is one of those awful tall forts, too. The ones with so many tall birds. Okay, yeah, if we can get that one hit on them, we get a free kill, pretty much. Okay, alright. The war on the birds. Oh, Krampus. Ooh, interesting. You know what? This is very lore accurate for Woodie. I just realized. Woodie don't like birds. I don't know how I didn't get hit there. Oh my goodness. That would have been such an unnecessary hit, too. Nice. Okay, let's start clearing out some of these rocks while we have the chance. Nice. Don't know how tall birds give you naughtiness. We got to do this quick. before we get any respawns, which I think takes like 3 days, so we're pretty much good. We're gonna end up getting a Krampus. Do I really care, though? Not really. I think Werebeaver's fast enough for 3 hits. I don't want to test it too much, though, because we don't have a lot of, yeah, look at our log meter. It is running low. Our log meter's actually, for the first time in forever, getting a little low, guys. So we're gonna back off, heal up a little bit, and then come back. I don't want to test if I can do 3. I can totally do 3. But it is such a tight, no margin for error type thing. Ooh. Yeah, we gotta be careful here now. We're hitting the danger zone now. Alright, we got 1 tall bird left. Let's heal up before we take care of the final tall bird. Alright, final tall bird. I'd rather do 2. It's just safer. Less margin for error. And there we go. Tall fort has been eradicated. With the tall birds cleared, we could very easily take out the rocks, which took a while, but was mostly pain-free. Then it was on to clearing a mosaic biome, where we encountered our first tree guard of the run. He didn't put up much of a fight, but he wouldn't be the only tree guard in this run. That's for sure. Day 6, 7, and 8 were pretty tame. We just kinda kept doing our thing. I did manage to get a little lost, you know, no map and all, but using the edges of the world, I was able to find my way around pretty quickly. On the morning of day 9, we came across our largest challenge yet, the spider forest. This forest was filled with trees, spider dens, and other annoying things. We took it upon ourselves to handle the spiders early on to avoid dealing with any queens in the future, and that plan surprisingly goes pretty well. On day 10, we had 2 tree guards pay us a visit, but I actually wanted to keep these ones around, and that's because living logs are by far the best fuel for keeping our Werebeaver streak going, providing 50 whole, would you call it logness, to the meter. So if we found a patch with little or no edible objects, we could bring these tree guards over and they would provide us with an easy 300 to 400 log value. Speaking of dead zones, we found the swamp before the end of the day, and oh man, was this place going to be annoying. So we decided to give up the spider forest to go take out the swamp. The sooner the better, right? So, the swamp is our first major challenge. The only edibles come in the form of spiky twig bushes and spiky trees, which are way less valuable than regular trees for what should be obvious reasons. The swamp also has merms and merm huts, which unfortunately must be cleared as they show up on the map. Annoying, but we managed to slowly, very slowly, clear the entire swamp. How slowly? Well, we leave the swamp on day 14 and enter an arguably more dangerous biome, the desert. One of the disadvantages of playing with Reign of Giants enabled. Initially, I thought we would be able to sustain ourselves with the tumbleweeds, but that's apparently not possible. So we must sustain ourselves on the rare grass, spiky twigs, and spiky trees that are present here, while also dealing with the many, many rocks, and potentially hound dens. Yuck. Thankfully, this desert seemed to be segmented and wasn't where the hound dens were, but trust me, they were coming. Beyond the desert, after we were done clearing it on day 16, we found another spider forest. Oh yeah, also hounds, they still would attack me as a werebeaver, but it never really becomes an issue because, you know, log suit plus hambat. Yeah. Unfortunately, that was the only interesting thing that happened today, but I did make the decision that before we crossed back through the desert, since it was perilous and foodless, we would clear the entire area over here. And unluckily for us, it was the bee biome. So this was gonna take a while.
Hey guys, Weremoose here, coming to give you guys an epic fact. Did you know that not many of you guys are actually subscribed to the channel? If you aren't, you should totally fix that right now if you're feeling up to it, of course. Because I heard that Polarlotus really puts a lot of effort into these videos, and enjoys seeing numbers go up because it's, cool. Anyways, bye-bye!
Wow, that was a long time. It was now already day 21. That's right, winter was here. Now I was kind of getting curious, am I the only person to survive until winter as the Werebeaver? Who knows? All I know is we still had to see that great number 51. And of course, see a cleaned map. There were a few scraps left on this side of the map, and Pangolls would prove to be annoying with their icebergs, but it doesn't take us too long to prepare for a journey back. Well, okay, it takes us about 6 days, but that's because I double, even triple checked to make sure that we didn't miss anything. We head back through the desert and the swamp, and end up back in the deciduous biome. Now, this should be a few easy days of clearing, right? Ah, yep, there's the other part of the desert. With the hounds and all. This is gonna be fun. The desert actually led directly to a plains biome where we find Maxwell's door and lots of edible stuff. This is good for us. It means that we can very slowly whittle down the desert, which is exactly what we do. And while it was scary going deep into the desert to mine the rocks there were plenty of scraps to keep us going through it. And by day 35, with all of the quote-unquote dangerous biomes safely cleared, it was time to take on the final spider forest. Make no mistake, it was going to be a pretty massive time sink, even if it was just going to be a hold spacebar simulator. But it was also really worth it because it was pretty satisfying. Here, take a look. This was it. We were nearing the end of our Great Werebeaver Challenge. I was almost certain that by day 44, I had cleared the world entirely. But we still had 7 days to go, so I spent it doing one final lap around the world, and then the final day was among us. And you know we had to end it with a bang. It's day 50. Today is our last day as Werebeaver. Tomorrow we will have survived 50 days as the Werebeaver. And I know the perfect way to celebrate. We are going to kill all of these tree guards that we have obtained. And we're going to be hiring these guys to sort of help us with it. All right, here we go. Now, these tree guards are a little dangerous. Yeah, be careful. All right, we need help, though. All right, here we go, here we go. This is good stuff. Oh, I didn't mean to hit you. Oh, no, I hit one of the pigs by accident, dude. Now he's going to be a problem. Alright. The pigs are not doing anything. Alright. We need to somehow de-aggro this pig. There we go. Gotcha. And we gotta be careful. They do quite a bit of damage here. Ouch, dude, they hurt. They hurt. Alright, let's pull them away. Let's pull them away. Let's pull them away. Another pig here, another pig here. Maybe we could take them out. If we could take them out one by one, I wouldn't be opposed to that. It would be a little cheesy, but let's get this pig on one of them. Yes, this lumpy one's gotta be low. Let's be careful here. We don't want to die on day 50 now. Alright. We got two of them. Two of them we can handle. You guys saw me handle two of the small ones in the montage. Well, those of you who watched the extras video. By the way, since this part's going to be in the main channel, you guys should totally subscribe to my extras channel if you want to watch me do these things unedited. Okay, okay. Alright. Oh no, we desynced them. There we go, we resynced them. Alright. Alright. They're desynced again. That's fine, we can still get hits in. Yes! Alright, lumpy tree. Lumpy tree guard. This guy's pretty rare, actually. I could just eat the other tree to keep healing while I fight this guy. Haha! Yes! Alright, let's take out the other two. Luckily for us, they got sidetracked. 3, 4. Ow. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you sidestep them? Not really. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just do the Skyrim method of eating something in the middle of the battle. That's okay. I don't know why I'm tanking him. I really don't have to. Yummy! Alright, let's take out this last guy. These are all the tree guards we got during that one event we did where we cleared out all those logs. I wonder if we can do 5. No. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ow. I should stop taking hits. 3, 4. I don't want to heal. I don't want to heal. I want to kill him before we heal. 2. Ah, see, I knew we could do it. I knew we could do it. All right, day 50. The final day as a Werebeaver. Tomorrow we will have survived 50 days as the Werebeaver. And we should have cleared most of the map. You know what? Let's enjoy our final feast. Music to my ears. Love it. Let's get a little bit more. Love it. And with that, It was finally time to die. Well, not really. It was time to transform back into Woodie and check our progress, and holy moly! Guys, I would say this challenge was a massive success. Out of the hundreds, maybe even thousands of destructible items on the map, okay, thousands might be a little too exaggerative, we were left with only 11 items. That's easily over 80% of the map, and enough for me to claim that this challenge had been beaten. Would I recommend doing it though? Unless you want carpal tunnel, no, I cannot. What I can say though is thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you aren't already. I've got so many more challenges planned, and I'm excited to get them out to you guys, but man do they take some serious work. Either way, this has been Polarlotus, and I hope you all have a phenomenal day / night / whatever it may be. See ya everyone.